Hey everybody, and welcome to Tribal Trades. I have another great webisode for you today. I want to give a big shout out and welcome to everybody who has recently subscribed to the channel. I was on the Stocks with Josh show yesterday with my good friend Josh, incredible trader, even more incredible human being. And it was so great to be on the show there. And many of you have come across and subscribed. I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. I'm overwhelmed with all the messages of support and the kind words and welcoming statements that you gave me on there on the comments and everything. That truly does warm my heart. So what are we going to do today? Well, today is going to be very exciting. And by the way, I saw that a lot of you left some questions on there, and I was reading through them and I was going to answer them each individually. And then I had a thought, and I thought, well, why don't I do a video and I actually start answering some of those questions? Because I'm here for you. I'm here to help you, and hopefully you can learn something through that, and we can grow and we can have some life-changing gains, which is what this episode is all about. So I am going to collate, or I have already collated. If you have some questions and you would like me to cover them, please pop them in the comment section. I will collate them after this video, and then I'm going to be putting together a Q&A video that I'm looking to release either maybe later today or tomorrow on the weekend, maybe the very latest on Monday. And look, if that goes really well and we all really enjoy that and find it to be beneficial, we'll do that on a regular or semi-regular basis. Maybe it'd be good to do something once a week if we get enough questions, and go from there. And so that's absolutely fantastic. Again, thank you for being here from wherever you are around the world. I want to welcome you to this channel and hope your trading journey is going well. In the links in the description are a bunch of helpful links for referral links for trading and for exchanges. You'll get rewards of free crypto or reduced trading fees. I have a NordVPN link there. It is very important, in my opinion, to trade and do everything with a virtual private network, so your IP address is not exposed to bad actors and hackers. You can get that for a couple of dollars a month, and you'll get some free bonuses if you sign up using my link in the description. There are also another couple of helpful links in there as well, so check those out. So what are we doing here? We've got our very first lesson: trade, hodl, and accumulate. So life-changing gains. What is life-changing gains about? Well, life-changing gains is going to be me sharing with you some of the strategies and the principles and of trading that have helped me make some life-changing gains and have helped others make some life-changing gains. Now, here's the thing. I have never, ever shared these with anybody in the entire world until these series of videos. You are going to be the first to get this. This is a premiere. And what this is a collation of the last 4 years where I have studied, I believe, some of the best traders in the world, if not the best traders in the world, around 10 to 12 people that I have studied and done courses with them, part of their private trading groups as well, and have learned so much from these incredible people that have shared their knowledge. Some share for free. Some of these things that I have paid for. But I will say in all of this, they all had kind of slightly different styles of trading and different strengths that I loved. And what I've done, I believe, is I have collected and collated all the best parts that I liked about their different trading strategies and styles. And so and then I have pulled it together and created a trading strategy called Life-Changing Gains. This will be lesson 1. I believe there'll be 4 lessons. There may be a little bit more, but at least 4 lessons. And in these 4 lessons, let me tell you what I'm going to cover here so I can give you a bit of a heads up. I've just got my notes here. So in lesson 1, we're going to trade, hold, and accumulate, or hodl and accumulate. Next lesson is going to be cheat code for identifying tops, local tops and bottoms, which is incredible helpful with trading. In lesson 3, we're going to talk about the keys to scaling in and out. How do you know, once you've determined the top or the bottom, local top or bottom, where do you scale out profit wise, and how do you scale in building a position and buying the bottom so you can maximize your profits at the top. Then we've got our fourth lesson, which is going to be my money printing indicator. And this is an indicator that I'm going to share with you. And there's actually a couple indicators that go together. I'm doing this last. It's kind of like it's been the one that's possibly been the most impactful. Well, they're all great. They're all different. But I'm doing this because you can actually tie in some of the other 2 and 3 to help you with 4. Although I do heavily depend on these 2 indicators to help me with that strategy. And I believe that with maybe just small capital of $3,000 or $5,000, you can make anywhere between $300 to $500 today. I'm going to call it a $300 a day money printer because I believe that is a good first target if you're not making that. You might think, well, $300 a day, that doesn't sound like very much, but let's just add that up over the year and say, okay, $300 per day by 365 days, that's $109,500. And if we do $500 per day over 365, that's $182,500. So whether you are wanting to get out of the 9 to 5, or you want to spend more time with your family, go on trips, help fund all of your kids' numerous activities that you want to support their dreams, buy a new home, move, whatever it may be, just make a little bit of extra money, be a stay-at-home dad or mom or whatever it may be. I believe that this series of lessons 1, 2, 3, and 4 are going to radically change your life because they have radically changed mine. I have also seen some great results where people have been able to buy homes using the profits from this particular trading strategy. And I did say that nobody knew the trading strategy, and they don't. This came from me sharing when to buy and sell and so forth to certain people, but I didn't show them the secret sauce behind it or the science behind it, which I'm going to share with you. So I'm going to jump into it. This first one might be a little bit longer because there was a little bit of an intro there into it. And we're going to talk about the 3 different buckets, or the 3 different, this is the foundation, because this is where you're going to trade from. And so every great building needs a foundation. Here's the foundation. And so we have the trade, we have the hodl, and we have the accumulate. Now, the trade is basically where you get in and out. So, for instance, if I buy some Bitcoin or some Ethereum or some Solana, and I might spend $1,000 and it goes up 10%, and now it's at $1,100, I can close the trade, take my $1,000 and get the $100 profit. Now I've got $1,100, and now I've got $1,100 to use. And now the next time I think it's a good time to buy, I would buy and rinse, repeat, and they're just in and out trades. And so I could do that with any coin. I did that the other day with a meme coin. I went in, and sometimes it's not the same day. Some days time it might take a little bit of time to play out. And sometimes, remember, I am a builder of positions. And I'm going to show you how I build positions. So, for example, there are some people that go in, they go, oh, let's buy Ethereum, and we'll buy it now at, let's just say 3,800, because that's what it was just recently this morning. And then all of a sudden, what happens? It's now at 3,750, and they're down $50. What am I going to do? I used it all. So what I would have done there is I would have scaled into that position. Now, there certain times where I might go in heavier? Sure, when I really feel there are some massive flashing signals of this is really a pretty, in my opinion, a confirmed bottom. Remember, nothing in crypto is ever guaranteed. This bull market could end at any time with some kind of black swan world event, global crisis, whatever it may be, but we can't live like that. We can't live like that. We can't live in fear. We have to live in hope and faith, and we have to be wise with our investing, and that's why it's important to take profits, and I will teach you how to do this during this life-changing gains lesson. And so, for example, if we look at something like Solana, or we look at Ethereum or something along those lines, if we go open up a chart here, we can see that, hey, so we might be in a situation where if you entered and you went in here and you thought, oh, there's a good time to buy, which it wouldn't have been because that's not great. But, maybe you thought on a pullback, I'll buy here, or you buy here. So you want to scale or build into positions. So therefore, with my trading, whatever I'm doing with trading, generally speaking, I am going to have at least 2 to 3, 4, maybe even 5 buys to build that position. How does that help me? Because a lot of people will go in with one amount and then they'll set a pretty tight stop loss underneath and they get stopped out and they lose money and they rinse, repeat. And because this is what these exchanges are here for. They want to make money and they hunt your stop losses. And so generally what I will do is if I'm going into a position, so here's a good example. We stopped, we were up the top here, and maybe the daily range will be a little bit better to view this on here. But if you look and see here, that let's just say that my first buy was maybe around 160. Now remember, I sold at 210. So let's say my first buy is around here. My second buy was at 140. And then my final buy was about 120. We went a little bit lower than that, down to about 118. And then we came up and then we came back down again. And I got a further buy in here. And then I got another buy in here as well. And then I actually have another buy set in here, and then I have more buys set at 140 and 120. So what am I doing is I'm building a position. Whereas in the past, I would have been stopped out. I would have bought here, and then it goes down, and I'm stopped out. And then it goes up, and then eventually now it's up here, and I would have missed out on all of this profit from here, 120 all the way up to about 185. Now, of course, my entry position would have averaged out to be somewhere between 160 and 120. So my average entry was about 140, and I would have missed out on quite a good price appreciation there from 140 to 190, okay? So that's how my trading strategy kind of works. I get in, I get out, and I grow that trading portfolio amount of money, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. What does that allow me to do? It either allows me to go in a little bit heavier because I go, I started with $4,000 and now I've got $11,000, okay, or $14,000. And so now you can either split that up and have multiple positions open. You've got to be careful you don't want too many positions open, but you can have multiple positions open, and therefore the opportunity to make more money takes place. And then secondly, you could also just still have the same one position, but you're able to put more capital. So instead of spreading out, $3,000 or $4,000 or $5,000 between these entries of 160 and around 120, right? And you can see that there is good support here at about 120 here and here as well. So we're kind of trading in a range between about 120 and about seems to be about the 180. This could be considered deviation above the range. And so essentially I can be trading and getting in and getting out and so forth. And I don't always stick with one coin because maybe there's a coin that's not doing a whole lot. So I've got to find the right coins and the right projects. And we'll cover that at a later time, how I look for certain projects and what I look for before I start to go in for a trade and then get out again. Okay, so that's what we have there with trading. We have a situation where you can get in a trade, you get out of a trade, you grow that capital, you grow that portfolio. And look, at any time, you can take that money out as profits as well. So you might just sit with $5,000 in your account and that might be it. And then maybe you make for the month $5,000 or $10,000, which is very, very possible. I just showed you, in lesson 4, I'm going to show you how you can make $300 to $500 every single day on average over the course of the year. And so you can do that. But you can take that money out, and you might need that money to pay for electricity or for groceries or for gas or for car payments or whatever, or for your holiday or for something new that you need and that you've been really looking for. And so essentially there's no set rule on how as long as you have a plan, as long as you figure that out, you don't want to just keep trading and so forth. And you say, yes, stop losses, of course. We'll look at that in a later lesson, but of course, you want to think about where you want to put your stop loss, and we'll cover that for the sake of time. And I want to get through trade, hold, and accumulate. Otherwise, we might not get. Actually, we might even finish this video at trade, and we'll do a separate hold and a separate accumulate as well. I do want to say that I've got some great videos. I've got my crypto cheat sheet. I've got my top 20 to 25 coins for this bull market. Now, look, we had a little bit of a dip. I had aggressive entries there, and then I have usually 3 to 4 other entries to come in on. And that's part of building a portfolio, and that's part of building, for a trade. And so with that, understand this, that some of those aggressive entries are gone. If you bought them, that's fine, because there are some of them that I would buy and some of them that I wouldn't. What's the whole point of an aggressive entry? And then you have entries that are underneath. That's how I build or scale into a position. And so I always ask myself the question, if this coin was just a takeoff, because there are some coins that are above their aggressive entry, okay, but many are below. And well, I would have to check every single one of them, but there are definitely some that are below. And so you have to ask yourself, if this coin was to take off and never come back, would I like to have an entry? And that's what an aggressive entry is. It's just you're throwing 10 or 20 or at the most 25% of your budget at that position. And the reason it's called an aggressive entry, because I feel that it's more likely that the market will come down, even though I feel that you'll get lower prices. And many times that's been the case. I'd say 7 times out of 10, my aggressive entry, there will be buys under that. But about 30% of the time, my other entries don't get hit. And I'm so glad I got that aggressive entry. And then I was able to take off and make money from that. That's the whole science or thought process behind the aggressive entry. And here's the deal. I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. Just entertainment and educational purposes only. This is just how I trade and how I have found this works for me and fits my kind of trading style and personality. So when we look, if this is the first video that you're watching of mine, please go back and watch part 1 through part 6 or 7. It's a little bit to get through, but you'll really, really get a lot out of it, because these are I believe some really good coins that still have some really good upside to them. So that's how that all works. So an aggressive entry. So some of those aggressive entries are gone, and we've got a gift. I'm usually quite happy when my aggressive entry is not my first entry, because then more capital goes in at a level lower down. And I'm also happy if it goes a little bit lower and I get in low, because I feel confident that it will rebound, because I have done my research, I have looked at the charts, and I have found coins and I've found entries that I feel will be good. And I'm going to look to keep these updated. I'm going to look to somehow make this Google Doc public and put a link so I can update it periodically. So if you're ever looking to say, hey, what are the entries now, or what are entries should be looking for, etc., or I missed those entries, are there new entries? We'll certainly look at doing that. At some point, I think I might take it offline, because the entries will have all gone and will be too far into the bull market, and it becomes a lot more risky. And just remember, a lot of those coins, I got entries way, way earlier. And so may some of you as well. And so just keep that in mind when you're looking at these charts. These are entries also that I'm happy to scale back into, because I might be accumulating or still building positions. Okay, so I'm going to wrap this up at here. I'm going to keep this under 20 minutes. And I guess we're going to have more than one lesson. Lesson 1 was trade. And so my first bucket is trade. And just remember, with trade, hold, and accumulate, that means I have 3 separate trading accounts. There is only one coin that I'm currently doing all 3. I have 3 different accounts for Solana. I trade it. I'm in and out of trades with Solana. I also hold it. So I buy it and then I sell it on the way up. And then I also accumulate, which is I sell at local tops and I rebuy at local bottoms, and I accumulate along the way. I'm going to show you how to do those in the next 2 lessons. And so that means this is going to turn in from a 4-lesson series. We've already made it better and bigger. It's going to be 6 lessons, because I want to keep these short. You may just have time to watch 1 a day. So I want to keep it nice and tight. And so again, I want to thank you for all the new subscribers that have tuned in and have joined the channel. Please, encourage you, if you're new, this is the first time you're seeing this video, smash the like, subscribe, check out my other videos, and happy trading, and we'll see you in the next video.